So at the same token, what we have to do is we have to create actual cash or subsidized service benefits for our contractors. That could be anything from discounted trucks through a dealer, or it could be, for instance, Milwaukee, who's been a great supporter of our association, discounts on tools. Even we discussed a rebate program. Most associations actually have an established rebate program. So what I plan to do at the local level is really try to create a base that could be potentially mimicked at the state and national level for all of those benefits I just mentioned. So benefits are crucial for me this year, as well as our big events. As you know, we always do a big event.
Yes.
And Restorerz has been a part of that. So this year we're hosting our big gala event. We anticipate 500 people, and that's going to be held at the Westin. We've rented out the entire hotel, the Westin Hotel in Anaheim.
Yes.
And it's going to be an amazing event. So it's bringing it to the next level is really what we've always tried to establish in Orange County. But more so this year, we need to prove something. And that goes, once again, not only the local level, state level, but now the national level.
And some of the things that, let's say you don't know, Tony, what are some things you'd like to see the national level bring from not just you, but from other locals and regionals?
Yeah, so I'm hearing it across the board. Most business owners right now, we're plumbers at the end of the day, right? So we struggle with business. Business is always it's not something you're born with oftentimes, but you're a really good plumber. So what I'd love to see at the national level is a business development, more of an initiative towards business development, because the youthful entrepreneurs that are moving up through the ranks or starting their own companies, like Tony mentioned, they need training just as much as the guys that are well established. So I'd like to see those initiatives be pushed a little bit more. That's not something that happens overnight. So granted, I'm going to put a lot of pressure on you to do that, but it doesn't need to happen tomorrow. But it's inevitably going to happen. We're getting youthful entrepreneurs into the industry, and they need to know that we're able to provide those types of services and those benefits, that training opportunity.
And Tony, take your vice president hat off, if you will, and talk to me about some of the things that you've seen just as a member that you would like to change, that you've seen from other regions as well, that you'd be like, I wish we could do this, or just in general.
Yeah, so supporting the younger generation is really the thing that I see the most. I mean, we have well-established older plumbers and plumbing companies that they've been members for a long time. They've given their all to PHCC, but their companies have been really successful and done really well. The younger guys, the 1 to 5 man shops, they're the ones who, they might not even know they need assistance, but they are the future of our organization. I mean, they are going to be the people that if we don't get them involved now and get them passionate about what we're doing and bring them in, there won't be an organization. I mean, once everybody ages out, it's gone. So I think a major focus into supporting them is what is needed so that we get them involved and stuff like that. And I mean, Virginia has done a really good job at that, and we found that it is effective. If you bring in younger people, and I mean, we have guys on the board that are in their 20s that are working harder than I ever worked. Yeah. You know what I mean? And just putting everything they have into it because it's meaningful to them. And so if you give them a voice, they're able to scream a lot louder than some of the older guys. And so I think that support is what is absolutely required. And, through like what Mike is saying, I mean, supporting their bottom line, their wallet, their business, their ability to grow. I mean, what better support can you possibly have than that?
Yeah. So, I mean, what are we looking at member-wise? Like right now, Mike, how many members do we have in Orange County? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, so we distinguish between contractor members and affiliate members.
Okay.
Total membership is a little over 175 members.
Okay.
But if you break down the actual contractors, we're a little over 60. So 60 is a really good number for a local chapter to have that many members. And those, I second on the point that we need to be engaging. I always give the story, when I started with PHCC, I was the guy in the back of the classroom. I didn't know what it was. And I'll say that I was never really approached and explained, what's going on. So
you didn't know the benefit.
I didn't know the benefit. I didn't know anybody, and I'm actually pretty good at networking. I'll go up to anybody and shake hands, but
he is.
Yeah. But I'll say I felt very uncomfortable. I felt in a space that I didn't feel comfortable in, and And so what we've seen with the changes and everything that I've really focused on the vision is to include everybody and make sure everybody gets touched. Everybody explains the process. You learn by others' mistakes, and I think it's so crucial to do that. And why waste your time learning that mistake on your own? And I've networked with people within PHCC where I've learned a mistake that they made, and I didn't make that mistake. One, it didn't cost me a headache, but two, it didn't cost me money.
Yeah.
So I think it's super important.
That alone is a great example of why you join an organization.
Yes.
Because others have lived through it, they've been through that crap, they're able to let you know, hey, be on the lookout for this, or pay attention to this, or don't do this mistake that I did.
And I'll point out too, that's why we value senior leadership within our organization. PHCC, being that it's our chapter alone in Orange County is celebrating a 74th anniversary, and we have members that are now retiring. We still want them to come to the PHCC meetings because we need that knowledge. We need that old school mentality, that old school mindset. And there's things we don't need to relearn history.
Yeah.
And so that's not any kind of change or anything that we're really kind of pushing on the local level. We just need to push basically that there's new adaptations to that, AI technology, marketing strategies, things like that, that our newest members, our new members, our potential new members can see value in. So.
Yeah, and I completely agree. I mean, you have to have, I mean, again, there's more value in the amount of time that some of our older members, I mean, the members that I am closest to have been in business longer than I've been alive.
Yeah.
You know, and they've helped my company and they've helped me grow as an individual and a business owner more than just about anybody. So we absolutely need the collaboration from everybody. But we need to balance the scale and really just have everyone working together and having that work.
Yeah. Just trying to think of any other thing to talk about besides, yeah.
No, we got to talk about how Restorerz is involved in that. I mean, Restorerz,
Well, yes.
I can't say enough how much Restorerz has been a support to PHCC. So to your credit, obviously, you know, Edgar, all the stuff that you've done. I mean, I'm sitting here looking at a slideshow and I see the amount of events you've been to, the gala event and other events. I'm like, wow, you guys are like true supporters of PHCC. So we appreciate on that point. I'll speak on my own accord, here locally, state level, we appreciate our affiliates 100%. And I think that's always extended nationally.
That's actually a good point, Mike. I mean, let's talk about that from obviously, you know, plumbers, HVAC, all the general contractors you guys work with. What is something you could see working with other vendors like restoration companies?
Yeah, so
from a national level.
On a national level,
Yeah.
restoration, I'm not 100% sure how well, because I mean, it's like you're talking about local individual, right? So our state, we work with restoration. We have we actually, since it's so beneficial for restoration companies to be with us and they're huge supporters of us, we have a limited slot. I mean, there's only 2, I believe, that we let in our, we don't just let everybody in there. And so we have one that's been there for a long time, huge supporter of us. I mean, they support every event we go to and stuff. And instead of flooding it and having it be a ton of people,
Free-for-all,
they've been supporting us for a long time, so we're going to support them, and we close it off to, it's not just a free-for-all, not allowed to just come in and get all of our membership lists, stuff like that. But our associate members have supported us greatly. I mean, we couldn't do this without them. They're very important to us. And on the national level, they're incredibly important. I mean, all the stuff that we accomplish. Obviously, national is geared towards legislation and stuff and dealing with that. And we fight those fights, which are really very important for our license. And again, without our associate members, without the help of, you know, Bradford White and Milwaukee and some of these other large vendors and stuff, we wouldn't be able to do it, and we need them.
So let's take our PHCC hats off for a few minutes here, and let's chat about, since we're talking about restoration. Mike, we know, but Tony, since we don't have a relationship here, what is one thing that you really, with working with restoration companies, because you don't know us, working with restoration companies, what are things that you like and you dislike?
So when working with restoration companies, the thing that's most important to me are my customers. You know what I mean? So if you say you're going to do something for my customers, all I ask you to do is do it. If you tell me you're going to do something, handle it. And that's it. That's all that matters to me, because my customers mean the most to me. I mean, they are what feed my guys, they feed our families. Our job is to take care of them and provide them with excellent customer service. So when I'm referring out a restoration company, all I ask is that you tell them you're going to call them, you're going to do X, Y, Z, just do it. And that's all that matters to me. You treat them like they're our customers, and that's it. Our relationship will remain that way forever. What I don't like is when you do that exact thing. When you do the opposite, and when it's you tell me you're going to do something, I've told my customer, and I get those calls that are like, hey, your guy said he was going to do this. Where our company didn't advertise a whole lot. It's a lot of word of mouth. We built a very good, strong reputation in our area because I teach all the plumbers. So the second I get a call from someone saying, hey, any contractor you've referred hasn't ever called me, it sticks with me.
Yeah, and in that point, also, it's your name is synonymous with quality. Your word is your bond, like Family Plumber, like Rob Bertolino. Yeah, people are aware of what you are and who you are to that community, and they expect the same in return.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're not just going to go out there and throw, this guy's pretty good, he's okay. You're going to be with somebody you respect and you know is going to get the job done right.
Yeah, and we like the restoration companies the ones we use and stuff, they work for our customers, not for the insurance company. And I've dealt with some that they work for the insurance company, and they're just there with your customer. And I understand it has to be a thing, but I like it when, our people right now, they take care of our customers. They're out there with them. They're answering their questions, picking up the phone whenever. And I can't tell you how valuable that is to us.
If there would be one thing you could change about that process, just pure, about the restoration process with working with the plumbing community and whatnot, what would that be?
I think what would make it easier is, right now, our guys say, hey, call XYZ, get them, support them, and stuff like that, and they're going to come take care of you. Digitally making that I would love to just be like, here's the company, fill out it's the same way I feel about PHCC. I was talking to one of the other members in Arkansas. If you could just be like, here, you want to join? Here it is on my phone. Go ahead, punch the information in, get it rock and rolling. Anything you can do to use technology to make it less cumbersome.
Funny, because we have an app that we're building.
You guys have an app?
We have an app. It's called Restorerz.
Really?
Yes.
Tell me more.
Well, I'm still learning it. No, it is, but it's exactly that. It is meant to be for the plumbing community, for them to refer. Obviously, it's ours, but inevitably it'll be available to other companies down the road, and you'll be able to use it for that instance where you're on a job, Mike's on a job, he's in a crawl space, and he knows he needs to get that job done now. Yes, you can make that phone call, but it's also a lot easier sometimes for some people. Just boom, 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 enter the information, send it on up there, send a couple pictures. It gets to our business development, it gets to our call center. It gets the job expedited much quicker, especially when it's somebody that we have built-in relationships with.
That makes a lot of sense, right? Because I used to have a cell phone number in my phone, and hey, here's a picture of the job, here's what's going on, sent the text over. Yeah. It took me 4 days to find out that they had left and gone and done something else. So I'm sending messages to a dead number, what I mean? That's my fault for not checking in and making sure. But it's like an app, obviously, that goes to a whole team of people, and it exists. Obviously, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, I'd second that too. One of the biggest struggles I've always seen with restoration companies is that two-way communication, and the features in the app really kind of say it all. You can directly get an update without even talking to somebody. It sounds like based off the demo and stuff. It
throughout the process,
yeah, it looks incredible.
And then speaking of that, is that something you guys like being? Obviously, if it's a whole house repipe, you need to be ready when you have to do the crawl space or whatever you have to do. But is that something you guys want to be like throughout the process, or you're just like, just let us know when it's done?
Yeah. Well, for me, I want to know at least every single morning we do an all hands meeting with my project manager. So if I have an app up on my big screen and I can say, look, your project with Restorerz is now open, it's been cleared, it's dry. We want to get in there right away. I don't want to wait for somebody to flush a toilet when the line's still broken, floods the crawl space again.
More work.
And more work, and we have to call you guys back. It's a mess. So that communication pathway is crucial. And what's great about this app is I can just quickly, once again, just throw it up on my screen in my office, and my PMs know exactly where we're at, and we can hop on it right away, get our installers out there, get taken care of.
So, Mike, I would ask you what are some likes and dislikes, but you work with us, so obviously you must like us a little bit. But take that out. Just we're not Restorerz. We're just John Q. Public Restoration Company. What are things that you like and dislike?
So I love, obviously, this app. I'm getting to know it more and more. And when it's implemented within our company, it hasn't been implemented yet, but once it's implemented, I'm super stoked to see how it really cuts a lot of the miscommunication down. I'll say the only negative thing was, with any restoration company, it's that who's your project manager? So Restorerz, who's your project manager on that job? I need an update on this. So that'll be, in theory, completely cut out of the equation altogether.
It's autonomous in the sense of you can reach out to them if you want to have shoot and have a beer or something, but realistically, you will have that information based there.
Yeah.
What would be one thing you would change?
So change is always, high level, low level type stuff. To me, it's just low level type stuff. Really, connecting, feeling as though you're always there, always accessible. I still think that there needs to be a physicality to it. So you guys have great representatives. I know Marta really well. She's our representative. I think restoration companies can't lose sight of that personal touch. So whether it's an account representative, that can't go away with something like an app. It still needs, I still enjoy the check-ins. I like to know how your business is doing as well. If Restorerz is doing really well, that makes me feel like, okay, our choice in referrals is secure.
We are.
So they're always doing well. But that goes into play. Yeah. I want to see if your business is successful, that means you're doing something right. And I want to work with somebody that's doing something right.
It's, as we said before, when you refer somebody, you want to refer somebody you know who's doing the job and doing the job right. Quality begets quality.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah. Tony, Mike, it has been a pleasure. Thank you so much for sitting with us today. Thank you so much for giving us some insight on the local PHCC here and the national PHCC. Again, that's Tony Bertolino from PHCC, running for vice president for the national side.
Vote for Tony.
And Mike Prencavage Jr., the head of PHCC. Well, you might as well just call him
ORSB.
ORSB and so forth. Thank you for watching, everybody. We will be back eventually with Gilbert from Marvelous Plumbing, I guess. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.